الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على خاتم الأنبياء والمرسلين نبينا محمد وعلى آله وأصحابه والتابعين لهم بإحسان إلى يوم الدين. All praise is for Allah, the Lord of the worlds, and peace and blessings be upon the seal of the prophets and messengers, our Prophet Muhammad, and upon his family and companions and all those who follow them in righteousness until the day of recompense. الإعراب, Declension. I'rab is the changes of words' endings due to different governors entering upon them, either words or assumed. They are divided into four categories: Rafa', which is nominative; Nasb, which is accusative; Khafd or Jar, which is genitive; and Jazm, which is stationary. The nominative are for both nouns and verbs. The accusative are for nouns and verbs. The khafd, the genitive, are only for nouns, and Jazm is only for verbs. Rafa'. The signs of Rafa' are four. 1. The Dhamma or Dhammatan. These are for singular nouns such as Baytun, or broken plurals such as Buyutun, the sound feminine plurals such as Muslimatun, and present tense verbs with nothing attached to their ending such as Yadhabu. The Waw is for sound masculine plurals as in Muslimun. The five nouns, which are Abuka, Akhuka, Hamuka, Fuka, and Dhu Mal, when they are mudaf to other than the ya of the possessive pronoun. Third, Alif, for the dual nouns, as in Baytan. And fourth, the Noon, for verbs with the attached subject pronouns of duality, such as Yadhabani, of plurality, such as Yadhabuna, and singular feminine, such as Tadhabina, the five verbs in total. Nasb. The signs of Nasb are five. 1. Fatha or Fathatan, as in the case of the singular nouns, Ra'aytul Bayta, and in broken plurals, such as in Ra'aytu Buyutan, and in the case of present tense verb, which had a particle of nasb precede it, providing nothing was attached to the verb, as in an yadhaba. 2. The alif, in the case of the five nouns, Ra'aytu akhak. 3. Kasra or kasratan, for sound feminine plurals, as in Ra'aytu al-muslimati wa Ra'aytu muslimatin. 4. Ya, in the case of duality, as in kitabain, and sound masculine plurals, as in muslimina. 5. Omitting the noon, and this is in the case of the five present tense verbs for which the presence of the noon was their sign of rafa', as in an yadhaba, an yadhabu, an tadhaba, wa an tadhabu, wa an tadhabi. Khafd, Jar. The signs of khafd are three. Firstly, kasra or kasratan, in the case of the singular declinable nouns, like fil bayti, declinable broken plurals, as in fi buyutin, and sound feminine plurals, as in min al muslimati wa min muslimatin. Second, the ya, in the case of the five nouns, min akhik, and in the case of duality, fi kitabain, and in the case of sound masculine plurals, min muslimin. Then third, the fatha, for the indeclinable nouns, غير منصرف, as in fil masajida. Jazm. The signs of jazm are two, which occur when a particle of jazm enters upon a verb. Firstly, the sukun. The present tense verbs with a sound ending, i.e. not ending with a weak letter, have a sukun in the state of jazm, as in lam yadhhab. Second, omitting a letter, which occurs in present tense verbs which end in a weak letter, then the weak letter is dropped and it becomes lam yad'u, or in the five present tense verbs for which the presence of the noon was their sign of rafa', as in lam yadhhaba, wa lam yadhhabu, wa lam tadhhaba, wa lam tadhhabu, ولم تذهبي. المعربات. There are two methods of declension, one by vowels and two by letters. In the case of the vowels, first of all you have the singular noun, which its sign of rafa is dhamma, nasab is fatha, and khafd is kasra, as with the broken plurals. As for the verbs with sahih endings without attachments, their sign of rafa is dhamma, nasab is fatha, and jazm with sukoon. In the case of sound feminine plurals, their sign of rafa is a dhamma and nasab and khafd with kasra. In the case of indeclinable nouns, their sign of rafa is dhamma and nasab and khafd is fatha. For those that change by letters, first of all the dual, its sign of rafa is the alif and nasab and khafd is the ya. For the masculine plural, the sign of rafa is the waw and the sign of nasab and khafd is the ya. For the five nouns, the sign of rafa is the waw, the sign of nasab is the alif, and the sign of khafd is the ya. In the case of the five present verbs, the sign of rafa is the presence of noon, and the sign of nasab and jazm is the omission of noon. In the case of mu'tal verbs, though, the last letter is dropped in jazm if it is a weak letter. So its sign of rafa is the yad'u, is the presence of the letter. The sign of nasab is the fatha, and the sign of jazm is the omission of the weak letter. Af'al. Verbs are categorized into three: the past, present, and command. The past, al-madi, is mabni, indeclinable. Its ending is always maftuh, unless a pronoun is attached. Second, the present tense, al-mudari'. It begins with a letter of mudari' from the verbs anit, as in alif, nun, ya, and ta. They are mu'rab, declinable, according to the following governors. 1. The rafa' is always marfoo' except if preceded by a particle of nasab or jazm. 2. Nasab, mansoob. The particles of nasab are 10. An, lan, idan, kay, li of kay, li of juhud, hatta of jawab bi, and fa, waw, and aw. 3. Jazm, majzoom. The particles of jazm are 18. Lam, lamma, alam, alamma, li, la, an, ma, man, mahma, idma, ay, mata, ayyana, aina, anna, haythuma, kayfama. The command al-amr is always in the state of jazm. In this lesson we have covered i'rab and the methods of reflection in nouns and verbs. We have also covered the governing particles of verbs. In the coming lessons, the governing agents for nouns will be discussed, inshaAllah. سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك أشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت أستغفرك وأتوب إليك.